Okay, I wanted to make a video going over some of these homework problems and starting with 10-1. Most of these at the top are pretty simple. We have the area of a parallelogram is base times height, so it's pretty easy to see that the base here is 14, the height is 3, so that's simple. And it is for 1, 2, and 3. When we get to these, you have to determine which base the height goes with. So it's going to be perpendicular to one of those two parallel sides, which you'll use as the base. So on this one, there is no segment representing the height from 10 to the other side. The height of a parallelogram is actually the distance between two of its sides. So this is the distance between two of those sides. It goes from 8 perpendicular to this side. So that's the height of the parallelogram, and 8 would be its base. So the area here would be the area of 8 millimeters times 12 millimeters. On this one, same thing, 4.8 goes between this side and this side, so it's the height between those two bases. So the height is the distance between two bases. So use the height and multiply it times one of the bases. Same thing on this last one. The distance between these two sides would be 2 meters, not the distance between these two. Okay, it's the distance between these two. So 2 meters times 7.5 meters, and that would give you the area on that one. Now the answers have been posted, and we'll look at the answers in just a minute. I just wanted to talk real quick about each one of these sections. This next set of problems, what you have to do is solve for the missing height. This is the height between this side and this side. So you can find the area multiplying 3 times 8, which would be 24, and then saying 24 is equal to 4 times this height, and solving for h will give you the missing height by dividing by 4. 4 into 24 is 6, so that height was 6. Same thing on the next one. 6 is the distance between 7.8 and this side. So you use it to find the area. 6 times 7.8 would give you the area. Set that area equal to 6.5 times h, its height. And then you can divide by 6.5 and solve for h. Same thing on the last one. 4 is the distance between this side and this side. 3.8 and this side. So the area would be 4 times 3.8. That would give you the area. Then you can set that equal to 9.5 times its height, h, and solve for h. So that's how you would solve those. And I have them worked out on the answer sheet so you can see those. This next section is find the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. The base in this problem is 11 inches. The height is 3 inches. Okay, so it's the altitude from that base to the vertex opposite of it. Okay. This one, the base is 7.2, the height is 8. This one, the base is the sum of 5 and 8, and the height is 6. If you just use 5, you just solve the area of this triangle. If you just use 8, you solve the area of this triangle. So you have to say 5 plus 8 to get the area of the whole triangle. On any right triangle, the base and the height are the two legs of the triangle. See, these two come together to form the right angle. So either one is the base, the other one would be the height, or this would be the base, that would be the height. So 1/2 of this times this would be the area. They throw the hypotenuse in there just to throw you off. They make sure that you're making the right decisions. On number 14 and 15, these were the trickiest problems on the sheet, because the base of the triangle, this is the triangle. This part out here is just where they determine the height, the distance from the base to the side opposite. Remember we talked about altitudes. It goes from a vertex perpendicular to the side opposite. Well, we had to extend the side in order to show the altitude. So they put a measure on that. That has nothing to do with the area of this triangle. The base of that triangle is 7 inches and its height is 5.5 inches. The 2 is just there. Really, it's going to throw you off. Do not add 7 and 2 to get 9, or you're finding the area of this triangle, including this little triangle out here. So it's just 7 times 5.5 for the area of the triangle there. Okay, same thing on this one. You do not add 5.5 and 5. It's just 5.5 is this base. The height from the altitude, or the vertex opposite perpendicular to that side, is 10.4. So it's 1/2 of 10.4 times 5.5. That gives you the area. And then these two problems down here at the bottom, real simple problems. In a parallelogram, the base B and its corresponding height h are in a ratio of 5 to 3. Remember how we do the ratio problems: 5x and 3x. So we say 5x for the base, 3x for the height. 5x times 3x is equal to 135. Solve for x and you can find the base and height. And then number 17, a triangle has an area of 18 feet squared. List all the possible. So it has to be 1/2 the product, okay? 1/2 the product. So we had to get a product of 36, and then half of that was 18. So the numbers were like 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, 6 and 5. These are the answers. As I said a moment ago, like number 7, we had to first find the area by multiplying 3 times 8 was 24, and then use that area equals base times height. 24 is equal to 4 times h, so h was 6. In number 8, the area was base times height, which was 7.8 times 6, or 46.8. Then using the formula again, area equals base times height. The area is 46.8. The base was 6.5. We need to solve for h. Divide, you get 7.2 for the height. And number 9, the answer was 1.6. And those other answers at the bottom, of course, are given as well in this area here. Okay, notice I didn't use 9, I used 7. We didn't add the 2. We didn't use 10.5, we used 5.5. We didn't add the 5. Okay, so those are the answers and how you would solve those. If you still have any questions, when we meet as a class, we'll talk about those.